Multifamily Mindset
Podcast. Think bigger.
Hello, and welcome back, my friends, to another awesome episode of the Multifamily Mindset Podcast. I'm your hostess, Cyndi Maguire, better known as Cyndi. Show me the money, Maguire. I do wear a few hats around here. I'm a strategist at the Multifamily Mindset, a seasoned real estate investor, co-founder of Gold Bar Partners and Deal Dolphin, and mentor to many budding real estate enthusiasts. If you're new here, we're happy you found us and super stoked to have you join our ever expanding network. Whether you're looking for inspiration, practical advice, or just a good story, you've come to the right place. At the Multifamily Mindset Podcast, we serve up fresh content twice a week to keep you hooked and pumped. Every Tuesday, we get some real talk with interviews featuring students from our network, sharing their story, their journey, and wisdom they've picked up along the way. Then on Thursdays, our mindset guru, Dallas Pruitt, breaks down the mindset magic from those stories. But wait, there's more. Wednesdays are all about Own the Outcome, a killer podcast hosted by the one and only Tyler Devereaux, the brains behind Multifamily Mindset. Tyler chats up with top-tier individuals, digging into their journey of success and dropping some serious pearls of wisdom. So, whether you're here for the knowledge, the inspiration, or just to soak up some expert insight, you're in the right place, where every episode is your ticket to leveling up in the world of multifamily real estate. So, from the words of Pink, let's get this party started. Today, we have a student of MFM turned real estate investor and now someone I call friend. An entrepreneur, co-founder of Optimal Investments, owner of Peer to Point Wellness and Spa, yoga instructor and wellness guide. She enjoys traveling and is self-proclaimed foodie. Coming from San Diego, California, a big welcome to Anna Fernandez. Hi, Anna.
Hi, Cyndi. Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. No more than I'm excited to have you here.
Yay!
So I'm excited because I was just in San Diego just last week.
Yeah.
And the beauty, what I love about being a strategist for the multifamily mindset is that I get to see students, bright-eyed, like starting off on day one. It's a 3-day event. And then they go from a full transition, like a metamorphosis, should we say, from not knowing anything to feeling like, okay, I almost know everything. But of course, you join our mentorship program to better, to just make sure you minimize risk in doing this business. And then I get to come back to these cities again later on and then meet up with my old students like yourself. And I remember I got a text from you about a month ago, and you were pitching a deal to me. And I went, oh my gosh, you got a deal. And I said, I'm coming to San Diego. Let's meet up.
Yes.
And
Oh
you're
my
like,
gosh.
yes. What did you say? Let me take you to my favorite place where I liked, or where I get my favorite
restaurant.
drink.
Yeah. Oh
Well,
yeah.
you went to drink first, so you already had me at drink.
Okay. So I'm just so excited. I was so excited to see you. I was so excited to just really be able to show you everything that I've learned at this point, and to feel like I know what I'm talking about. That's the exciting part. The language, at that time when you're learning is so new and kind of overwhelming. And just, that was my goal, was to just keep speaking it and talking it and just getting it to be comfortable. And I feel I've gotten, pretty close to that.
Well, I know at our events we talk about how we identify ourselves. Remember the reference Jed used from Atomic Habits from James Clear, and how you identify yourself. And then all of a sudden you put on your multifamily investor hat, and then look at you now.
I'm used to wearing a lot of hats, but this one was new, but it's getting a little more comfortable. The hat's fitting a little better.
Yes. So for our audience listening right now, share a little background of yourself.
So, went to school for business administration. Um, about a year before I graduated, I started my first business, which was a high-end residential window cleaning business, which is a pretty good business to have here in San Diego. Not exciting, but it just kind of the path led me to that, and I decided to go for it. Upon graduation, it was really that fork in the road that was like, am I going to take the path of entrepreneurship or am I going to go the corporate route? And things were going well, with the business. And so I didn't have anyone in my family that had ever worked for themselves. This was very new territory, but I just decided, I was going with my gut and I went for it and I decided to take that path. And so I ran that business for 14 years, I ran it and grew it. And probably about twice as long as I really wanted to run that particular business, but it was just kind of the way it worked out. But finally in 2012, I sold that business and I took a little time to travel and a little time to soul search. And I knew that my next business was going to be one that was going to be more fulfilling to me, to my soul, and also something that I could give back with. And so I decided I loved yoga. I had gotten my certification to teach. And so I decided, you know what, this is the path I'm going to go. I'm going to open a yoga and wellness center. And that was 2015. I started that. Um, and it was also a time where I was starting to go through the beginning stages of a separation of a 22-year marriage. And so it was a really crazy time for me. There was a lot of stuff happening. But it was I knew I needed to start a business. I needed to support my daughters and I. I am a single mom of two beautiful, amazing daughters. And so I decided this is what I'm doing. It was crazy. I got the lease before I got the loan. It was one of those, you just trust your gut and just keep going. Don't ask me how. And here I am. I made it. I made it through COVID. I made it through a lot of challenges.
Hey, listeners, thank you for tuning in to the MFM podcast. We truly appreciate your support and hope you're enjoying the insights from our incredible guests. We have one small favor to ask. Please leave us a review and rating. Your feedback means the world to us. And to show you our appreciation, we're giving away some great prizes to some lucky listeners who leave us a review. So scroll down, share your thoughts, and help us continue to bring valuable content. Thanks, and back to the show.
And I just love this business, but it is a labor of love. Truly. It's my heart,
So you went
But
with
then-
your gut.
Yes,
So
I
many
always
times
do.
we don't want to listen to it.
And I've regretted every time I haven't. Truly.
Same.
Truly, truly. So that's I've learned and I've gotten better at doing it. I still sometimes don't and regret it, but yeah, I've gotten much better at it. But I realized this labor of love, I mean, I love my business. I love my community. I love everything about it. However, it's not going to provide the generational wealth that I need and want for myself, my family, and the generations to come. So that's when I kind of started realizing real estate was going to be my retirement plan, my college fund, and my generational wealth builder from, my family. And
So why did you choose real estate? Because most people, when they own like a wellness center like you do, or own a window cleaning service, they're like, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm going to be making money. But was it because you were still having to give up time to run all of these businesses?
yes, yes. I'll be honest, having brick and mortar, particularly in the state of California, is very difficult. I'll just say California got an F for small business friendly. All the states got grades. California got an F. And it's just hard to get to that next level because every time you do, they're just taking more. So I just realized the brick and mortar is not really, it's my service. This is really my service, I feel, in this world, like this is providing a place for people to heal and to just thrive. And but real estate has always been in the back of my mind as something I wanted to do, but I just wasn't sure how because I knew I didn't want to be a real estate agent. I knew I wanted to go more into the investing end of things. However, I didn't really have the capital and I didn't have the things at that time, to like, how do I get it? How do I get my foot in the door? And so as I'm asking all these questions and kind of doing my research and trying to figure it out, I came across Tyler Devereaux's Instagram ad for the 3-day for the workshop so I decided it really intrigued me. I decided to go. And I'm really glad I did, because then I learned how you can become a real estate investor,
And you
without having
also got to
experience. And
meet Tyler. Tyler was
I
at
got to
your
meet
event.
Tyler. Yes, Tyler was at my
Yours
event. I got to meet
truly.
Tyler. I got to meet you and so many other amazing people that I am so grateful and blessed to have met and have helped me along on this journey.
That was 11 months ago. You
Yes.
got into your first deal not that long ago, right?
Not that long ago, I actually started as an LP for 233 doors in Las Vegas.
Yeah, we love
And
it when our new students also LP. We encourage both, being a limited partner and a general partner, so that you could see both sides of it and start really uh, creating your schedule of real estate. So,
yes,
so
exactly.
your first property, 200 and what?
233 units. And I found out about this through someone in the network that I had met and connected with. And so she was the one that brought this opportunity, and it was a really cool opportunity, something that was doable for me. And I'm so glad she did.
And
And so
that's
that just
in
kind of
Las Vegas, right?
that's in Las Vegas.
Vegas,
Yes.
Vegas,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah. So that'll
Okay,
give me a
let's
good reason to go.
yes, let's talk about your first time as a GP. How'd you find that deal?
So that deal came to me because I was talking with my coach, and we were really kind of getting to the meat of, like, what is it that I really can provide in this network? What is the value that I have? And I realized um, in I honestly kind of thought that acquisitions was going to be my thing initially, and I'm still working on that, and that's definitely still part of the plan. But I realized that I already have a lot of skills for capital raising. And I wasn't even 100% clear on that until I was working with my coach. And she's like, Anna, I think you would be really good at capital raising. And she connected me with some people in the network that were needing some, capital raiser. And so I basically just took a little courage, because it's a little scary for me. But it has been the most profound growth I've had thus far, because I have just really gotten out of my shell, out of my comfort zone, and am, going to these highly successful people and, pitching the deal and speaking the language and getting so much support and warmth and love from these people, just like because they see how far I've come, and just the fact that I'm coming to them. um, I don't know. It's just I have learned so much through this process. And even if
Well,
that investor's not investing, I know I can go to them next time if this isn't the deal for them.
yeah, so you talked about getting out of your comfort zone, and I know so many people sit and ponder, how do I don't really they tell me that they're not sure they want to do multifamily because they don't know how to do it. And it's scary. And and it's very uncomfortable. It's like a whole new language and a whole new business that people aren't really feeling like they're ready to do it. But once you take that plunge, let's say, because I mean, there's a lot of toe dippers out there. And let's be honest, toe dippers don't get anywhere, just their toes are wet, right? And you just jumped in
Exactly.
with your 244 doors and then jumped in with this one because someone told you you can do it. But then
Yes.
at the end of the
Yes.
day, it was really truly you that said, you know what? I can, right?
Yes.
And then
Absolutely.
look at this growth. Like I always tell students, that the biggest growth comes when you're uncomfortable, when like you said, step out of that comfort zone. And
Yes.
so proud
Yes.
of you. So let's talk
Thank
about
you.
this deal. Where is it located?
This deal is in Macon, Georgia. It's 152 units. There's great returns. It's a great deal. I'm very excited about it. Very excited about it.
Yeah, I saw your new capital raising skills. You sent me a video. I thought that was the cutest
Yes.
thing. A personalized video. Y'all, she sent me a personalized video about her deal and asked if I was interested. I'm gonna say I've yet to ever get a personalized video of someone asking me
Really
to invest in their deal. So yes, I was very, very impressed. So you still have to go
awesome.
over that deal with me. So
I
I
know we were
mean,
too busy having fun.
true, true, true. We talked about like all your successes through school, 14 years in your residential window cleaning business, your yoga and spa now. Tell me how, what made you so successful?
I think there's multiple factors. I mean, I've always been a self-driven person. I came from a family of, I was second oldest of five, and we didn't have a lot of resources. And so I've been kind of supporting myself since I was a teenager. And I didn't really know any different. You know, I knew if I was going to get somewhere in this world, it was going to be me that was going to take myself there. I knew I couldn't depend on anybody else. So I think right there kind of was something I discovered pretty early in life. Um, and then I think listening to my intuition, you know, I did some crazy stuff. And I'll be honest, I do have ADHD. I'm self diagnosed, but I know I do. And I have heard that people with ADHD tend to do some crazy stuff because they don't always necessarily go all the way out to, you know, think about all the scariness that's going to be in between. You know, you just kind of
You
trust
do
that you
know
do it.
you do know that that is a characteristic of entrepreneurs.
Yes. Yes. And I feel it. So I mean, I was scared, and I didn't have anyone showing me the way. And you know, I came from a military Catholic background, very conservative, very this is how you do things, safe, safe, safe. No, you know. And so I just when I made that choice after graduation to keep going that path, it was like I knew I was going to have to forge my own way and figure things out. And I did, but I mean, I'm still figuring it out. And I made a lot of mistakes. And I look back and think, wow, I could have done that differently and that differently. But how else are you going to learn until you make these mistakes, you know?
So, Anna, when we were in San Diego, I was asking you about all your successes in life, business, and relationships, and you told me about your roadmap. Share with us the roadmap that you like to live by.
Yeah, the roadmap that I think has really just kind of driven me into the right direction in life and in business and all of these areas is my spin on the four C's. So the first one being compass. You know,
Wait,
you really have to
C's?
have yes,
I thought we
C's.
added like 5 and 6 more C's to it too. So I'll add the other ones. We'll go with the first four.
We did. We did. Okay, good.
Oh yeah, and
So the
and you listeners, this is the positive C's, not the C word that's the bad word, but the C word that are good
exactly.
words.
Yeah, we're staying in the high vibrations here.
Yes.
So so the first C is compass. You know, you really have to know where you're going in order to get there, right? And so you need a clear roadmap of how to do it. Otherwise, you're going to just be wandering, which, you know, in life might be fun, but in business, you know, you don't want to waste time, energy, and resources. So you got to know where you're going. So
Absolutely.
so yeah, so in business, that's really your business plan, you know. In life, that's when you're writing down your goals and your visions, you know. In relationships, that's when you're writing down what it is that you're, you know, what you want out of a relationship. All of these things, it's really your roadmap. And then how are you going to get there? There's going to be detours, but this map will keep you on track when those detours happen, you know?
Yes.
So the second one is community. And I feel like this has been probably the hugest one for me in both of my businesses. In my initial in my yoga wellness business, like I said, I started at a very difficult time in life. And just by default, I ended up with this community around me that just was so supportive. Even though they didn't even know what I was going through, they just had the energy I needed at that time to get through the hard times, you know? And then with the real estate, that's just been a game changer. The network. I mean, network is everything. You can't do this business without your network, right? It's just the relationships are the power. It's like the gas in your car. It's like how you're going to move forward. And that took, I'm not so used to networking. I was kind of like, I have a brick and mortar. They come to me, then I get to know them. This was me having to go out and be more proactive in the networking process. And it was scary, but I'm so glad I'm doing it. And I'm starting to join networking groups. And I'm just really understanding the power of community and how you're not only reaching out and finding people that can help you, you are actually also seeing how you can be of value to them. It's a synergistic flow. It has to be.
Absolutely. And,
You know,
I find, the saying goes that it's not what you know, it's who you know. And I've
yes,
been so fortunate to have met so many people along my real estate investing path, from capital raising for over 14 years now, and getting to know everyone. And what's fun for me is now being able to connect other people to, like, oh yeah,
yes,
like, remember, we had dinner and I just connected one person with another so then they can achieve their goals together. And do I get anything
yes.
out of it? No, but actually she paid for dinner. So
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
So
like,
that worked
you
out
can,
great.
anyone can always feed me. That's like my love language for
Likewise.
Cyndi. Feed Cyndi and she'll do
Oh my gosh.
anything.
Oh,
But
that's
yes,
mine too.
community
Yeah,
is so key. And for
it's
those
so
those
key.
are who are shy, trust me, it is so worth it to come out of your comfort, out of your cave or your closet or wherever you are, and just take those little baby steps, because I know it is uncomfortable to, especially if you're an introvert, and to ask about, especially about money. Money is
Yes.
such a topic that people either stay away as far as possible from, or that's all they like to talk about. I always like talking about money. So, but it took time for me to get comfortable talking about money. What about you? When you started capital raising, was your gut like wrenching? And
Oh my gosh, I felt sick. I wanted to throw up. I mean, it was so scary. But you know what kept ringing in my head was in the training when they really talk about it's not about you asking them for money. It's about you showing them how you're providing value. And that's really that's what made it more comfortable, and I'm used to that. My tagline in my business is community, compassion, and connection. That's what we're providing. That's the value we're providing. So it's easy for me to talk and sell memberships and all these things. So now I'm like taking it into the real estate world of this is the value I can provide for you. It's your choice if you want to take it. And no offense if you don't, but I know that you like me enough now that we've made this connection where I can come back to you next time and maybe it'll be a perfect deal for you the next time, or a perfect time. There's going to be a lot of different reasons. So yes, I'm so much more comfortable, but it's still scary. It's still scary, but and I also feel like just all the network I've surrounded myself with, it's like I have so many cheerleaders on my side, and that's just made it so, yes.
I'm
I
your
mean, it just made it
cheerleader.
I know, and I feel it, and it just makes everything so much more, I don't know, just a little less scary and a lot more fun. And it makes me
Yes.
believe in myself more.
Absolutely. And you know what? And you inspire others as well. Single mothers, uh, business owners. So many people say, I can't do this because I don't have the time. And yet the very reason why they want to invest in multifamily is to get more time for themselves, for
Yes,
their family, to travel, to do all these things. But okay.
absolutely.
So next C.
Yes. So the next C is clarity, and it's very related to the compass, but it goes deeper. So clarity is, why am I doing this? And, who do I want to do this with? And the why really starts to be like, well, I want to make money. Well, it needs to go deeper than that. There's clarity of purpose and clarity of intention. And that's where you start to like get deeper into the meat of everything. But with clarity, you can be as clear as you want to be, but if you don't have consciousness in there, then how do you know your decisions are good decisions and are good for the whole, right? So when you start bringing in that awareness of, are these decisions I'm making from a place of integrity? Am I thinking from a place of integrity? Am I acting from a place of integrity? Am I putting that into my relationships, into all my actions? that's when you know you're making decisions from a clear and conscious space. So that's how you want to execute that compass, that business plan.
Absolutely. Tyler, especially in the 3-day workshops, we always talk about your definite purpose. And
Yes,
it's a homework we send out to all our students. And to really define that and understand what you want, why you want it, and how you're going to get it. But yeah, it's very,
exactly.
very important. And like you said, when we talk about purpose, I always think about when I take my actions, how it's going to serve others and how that's going to serve me. Because at the end of the
Yes.
day, I mean, our purpose in life is, well, for me, is serving others. And how and what best way can I do that? And I know you've been doing that for so long, especially as a wellness instructor. I mean, you're already telling me all these things, and I need to come back to San Diego to take better care of myself.
Yeah, I can't wait till you do. I'm going to spoil you. Can't wait.
Can't wait to.
Um, so yeah, when it comes to that conscious decision making too, and it really goes back to that community. So when you have this community and this network and you're making these conscious decisions, you're building these bridges that are just getting wider and longer, and it's just creating this amazing foundation for you. But the minute you burn one of those bridges, it's like a domino effect. So that's why it's just so important to keep that conscious decision making and that clarity of purpose, and really stay true to your morals, to your that moral compass. So that I feel is one of the things that has been leading my success the most. Is it's just I am a conscientious person. That's just my nature, and it really shines through, I think, in everything that I do.
100% it shines through. Next C.
So the next C is commitment. Commitment, obviously, if you're going to, progress in anything, you need to be committed, whether it's, business, relationship, working out, whatever it is that you're doing. But I think where people miss the mark on commitment is they're always committing outside of themselves. I'm committing to breaking this habit. I'm committing to this person. I'm committing to this. But truly, commitment is not an outside thing. It is an internal commitment to yourself. Once you've committed to yourself, all the others all the other places just, to everyone else is going to flow. You don't need to do anything but commit internally. And I feel that that's where people miss the mark, because it's the hardest to keep your promises to yourself. It's easier to keep your promises to other people. It's harder to keep your promises with yourself. So I think
Why
that's
do
where
you
it has
think
to
that?
start. Because that's a great question. We self-sabotage, and I think it's easier to make excuses to ourselves than it is. I think, when you're holding yourself accountable to someone else, maybe it's a little easier to stay accountable. But why can't we stay accountable to ourselves? We need to be our own best friend. And so that's for me where the commitment has to start, and all of it just flows from there for me.
So I think, like Justin Bieber says, you got to love yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Got to love
I'm a
yourself.
believer.
I'm 100%. And that kind of goes back to my whole wellness philosophy of, self-care and self-love. And once you're practicing those things, then you're going to want to stay committed to yourself. And, that's why I think how you're treating yourself is going to be a reflection of how you're treating others. How you're doing anything is how you're doing everything. So it really starts from yourself, and then it just basically emanates from there.
Okay. Do we have more C's involved with this?
We
I know.
have one more, and this is the one that ties them all together, in my opinion, and that's courage. Because all of these take courage. And, it's scary. It's scary to do all these new things. And if it's really, I think the most successful people in the world, are doing scary things every day. They are like, courage is just like a part of their daily life. They have to build that courage. And like personal growth, it really lies in that space of unknown. And it's like what the courage is giving you permission to enter that space and explore it. So it's like, if you're not taking these steps that make you scared, then are you really growing? And for me, the only thing scarier than doing the scary stuff is being stagnant.
Yes.
You know,
That is
like that
because when you're
scares the shit out of me.
stagnant, you don't even, it's it's not as though you stay stagnant. When you're stagnant, you go backwards.
Yes, exactly. 100%. 100%. You know, you have to have the energy moving. You can't just like, and you have to just keep stepping outside of your comfort zone. Keep stepping outside. You want me to tell you a story of when I was took crazy courage and some people called me insane?
Aren't they still calling you insane? I'm just
They still
just
are.
kidding. Yeah, let's hear it.
So when I 2020 happened, COVID, it demolished my business, my yoga and wellness business. It just like my membership base went, I built it up and it just went, it was terrifying. And my business partner decided to leave, which I don't blame her. I totally get it. Uh, and then my landlord in August of 2020, my 5-year lease renewed. My landlord said, if you're going to renew, it's 15% more with a 5% increase every month, every year. So my rent, my expenses skyrocketed. And on top of that, California changed their employment laws. And so all my teachers, even ones that work 1 hour a week, have to be employees, which raised my overhead by thousands. So it was like, at that point, it was like, do I stay or do I go? Every sign was saying, go, give up, let it go. And I was in a space where I'm like, people need this more than ever. They need the health and wellness. They need the community. I'm not giving up. I took an EIDL emergency COVID loan out through the SBA. I opened up a second business at this location, which was my holistic spa to help the overhead. And I'm so glad I did. It's working. It's and and I still have this amazing, this amazing community, this amazing business. And I don't even know where that courage came from. That's just crazy courage.
It
But
was your
I'm,
courage in wanting to bring value to others, to serve them.
yeah,
Like you weren't thinking about yourself, you were
you're
thinking
right.
about others and helping
That's
them
true.
through this time of devastation. I mean, it got really depressing in California those years during
Yes.
the shelter in place and the pandemic.
Yes, it did. It did. Yeah, we moved things to Zoom. That's another thing we figured out real fast. Online classes. We just, you do what you have to do. You do what you have to do. But I just every choice I've made, I look back and I'm grateful. Even the wrong choices, I'm grateful for because I see how it made me grow, how it made me learn. And I think that's what people need to understand is that you can't be afraid to make mistakes. You can't be afraid to fail because you're never gonna be using that courage and getting outside of your comfort zone if you don't fail sometimes. I mean, it's just part of the process, you know?
I think they say fail fast, right? Or
Yes,
fail
exactly.
forward.
Fail for both,
It's
both.
a
Fail forward and fail
or
fast.
you either win or you learn.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Exactly.
I mean,
100%.
honestly, there's a lot of people who are afraid of failure. Honestly, I don't like failure. I don't like losing. And it is a fear of mine, but I just make sure I have the right community, like you talk about. I've got my compass, I got my clarity and the commitment. And if I have
Yes,
all those all together and the courage, there's my risk becomes very minimal at that point. And I think if
absolutely.
we can manage that risk, we should be okay to move forward. And then remember the next C I decided to add on to your roadmap?
Which was
Celebration.
yes. Yes. Absolutely. I think that's the best one. We do have to celebrate
We
constantly, not
did.
just at the end, you know? Yeah,
So
heck
so
yeah, we did.
Anna so Anna takes me out to Michelin star in La Jolla and just enjoyed the chef's menu with other amazing women in multifamily investing. That was so much fun. So
So
thank
much
you
fun.
for allowing
Oh,
me to
thank
celebrate
you.
with you and all the other amazing ladies last week. That was so much fun.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for
And
being there. It was amazing.
absolutely. You like I said, you had me at drinks and food. I'm like, I'm there. I'm
I speak
done.
your language.
Yes. So, I mean, what impact has MFM had on you in this last, like, less than a year?
It has it has really made me believe more in myself than ever. And I'm someone that does believe in myself, but this is a whole new level. for me. I've been a very much a kind of a small business kind of person. And so this is taking me into the big world out there that is going to it's going to provide this generational wealth. I am going to be the first person in my family ever to provide this for my family. And I'm so grateful for that. And my girls, they're amazing. They believe in me. They see it. And I just keep telling them, just give me, just keep watching me and just wait. And they just, my daughter texted me the other day. She's like, Mom, you're doing such a great job. I love you so much. Like, I mean, just that's why I'm doing this. I want to inspire them. I want to inspire the generations to come. I want to make things easier for them. I want to open doors for, that weren't open to me. And this is what MFN's doing
I
for me. And
love
I'm
that.
just thrilled. I'm
And
so grateful.
every time I see you talk about it, I could just feel the oozing passion behind all of that and what you're doing and the impact you're having on your daughters, on other women, business owners, and just anyone new to this business. So with that said, what advice would you give those listeners listening?
I think the advice I would give is to really put up your force field, you know, deflect the naysayers, because sometimes those are going to be the people closest to you and you can love them. It has nothing to do with that, but you have to stay true to yourself, your intuition, your path. So really put up the force field, deflect all of that. And then when you put up that force field, it's like this, your own light, and you end up inspiring those around you. So it's like a perfect win-win. You're deflecting the negative and you're radiating the positive. And that's really what I feel. That's the advice I give, is just stay true to you.
Yes. Yes. Stay true to you. Well, Anna, thank you so much for your time and sharing all that you've gone through and all your businesses and what it took to get here to where you are today. I look forward to seeing what's next, and maybe we'll do a follow-up on your next few deals, because we know once you get one deal, the rest keep coming, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Cyndi. It's such an honor to be here. Thank you. Very, very
Oh, you're
grateful.
welcome. Absolutely. And thank you, my friends, for tuning in. We hope you join us next time for more stories, insights, and inspiration. Until then, keep thinking bigger and get better every day.
Multifamily Mindset Podcast. Think bigger.